Hello, this is Lori, and welcome to my channel, Luna Reina. It's been a long while since I've done a recording on this channel, and I'm so glad that I have a moment to do one. It is now the end of December 2024. I just can't believe it. And I wanted to come on and do a highlights of how the month has been going. It's been really busy. It always goes super fast, the end of the year. I always find this time of year very happy, but a little sad for me. It is a time of reflection. It is a time of looking back at the year and just kind of seeing how it all went. And I'm looking forward to 2025. And yeah, so again, I'm glad you're here. If you're new to finding my channel, welcome. I hope you enjoy your time here. If you are coming back to view things, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Grab a cup of tea, grab your favorite beverage. I'll try not to make this video too long. Those who have been here before know that I have a tendency to ramble. But we're going to have a great time and just talk about how the month has been going. 2 books that I've read, and a couple of decks that I've been using this month. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, we'll get started with the books. I am reading The Book of Life by Deborah Harkness. This is the 3rd book out of a series called A Discovery of Witches. I found out about this author and this book from the series that is on TV, or it's a show. Kind of taken me a really long time to get through this series. I'm embarrassed to say how long, but I'm not the fastest reader, and then sometimes I'll put a book down and then I won't pick it up for months, maybe even half a year, and then I'll pick it back up. And I just don't have the time like I used to. But I finally have started this 3rd book, and I am on chapter 17 right now. So, I've kind of been cruising along on this one. I don't want to give too much information away, but this is the final book out of this series, to my knowledge, and the main character is a witch, and her name is Diana Bishop, and she comes from a very long line of witches, and she marries a vampire. And that's going to be a bit of a spoiler alert. Sorry if you haven't read any of the books, but if you're interested in this kind of thing and you like witch type stories, novels, fiction, you might enjoy this because it has a lot of historical information as well as pagan, and it kind of converges with many aspects, science. I really enjoyed it. A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Who doesn't love A Christmas Carol? Well, I know I really like it. It's a Christmas classic. This particular copy of the book is illustrated, and I had bought this book at Target several years ago, so I don't even know if it's around anymore. But I finally read the entire book with my kids this December. I wonder if this will become a tradition for us, as this is the first time we've read it together. But if it doesn't, it's a memory that I'm going to remember probably for the rest of my life. This particular book is illustrated by Yelena Bracenkova, and I hope I'm not botching that. This is like holly, but they're like the chains with the keys, and if you've read the book, you remember in the very first chapter how when Marley showed up, he was wrapped in chains with keys and locks all over the chains. And it's just so good. And if, I think there's a part of me that always loves the jolly, happy part of the holiday Christmas season. But there's the shadow side with the ghosts and the darkness and Krampus, that whole sense of the merry cheer, but also the shadow. And I've always seen the movies, but this was the first time I've really been able to go through the entire book and read it. Here is just some of the illustrations. Here's a picture of the spirit of Christmas present, and there is like all of the food that Scrooge sees, and you can see him in the distance there peeking around the curtain when he just realizes that the ghost of Christmas present has come to pay him a visit. So that was really wonderful to read this time of the year. A Christmas Carol. Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle by Laurie Ann Anderson and Juliette Diaz. Illustrated by Giada Rose. I hope I'm saying that name properly. If not, apologies. This is a well-known deck. It's all over the place. I've seen it all over Tarot Tube, as we like to call it. This is the first oracle I have ever added to my collection. And I have been using it this season, this time of the year. It is by Rockpool. So I just put it back in the box just for this video. So just in case, someone might be interested in this deck or acquiring it. It's still available widely. I think there's lots of places. I think I've even seen it like in here's the guidebook. I've even seen it like, don't quote me on this, but I feel like I've seen it even on Target. So here's the deck. I'm just going to show a couple of cards and kind of talk at the same time. I believe there's 44 cards, and it has ringing of the bells as an example here. I hope you can see that because the sun is kind of at the angle where it's glary a little bit, but I like the light, and I don't have like a light to kind of shine so on the cards, so I'm using the natural light. Anyway, I'm rambling again. And then there's almost what you want to say, like a little poem of sorts underneath the keyword. Ring thy bell to cast them out, ring thy bell and dance about. Swirl the sounds amidst the winds, nowhere to hide, for all will ring. And then, you can go into the guidebook for further insight. So I'm gonna be honest. There's one thing that I'm not really a fan of with this deck. And I think it's just me, because I have my weird little quirky ways. But the uses of like thy and thou, so when I've looked them up, like the translation of them, the usage, it doesn't really, it's not probably the best translation. There, I'm just going to be honest. And it's just something that it kind of like bothers me. It kind of bothers me. It shouldn't. Again, just my weird thing about myself. And this deck is like all over the place. So I won't go through all of the cards, but it really is beautiful. I love the energy, mostly the illustrations of like the winter images, like things that are common to see during this time of the year. Gosh, I hope I have proper lighting. And I'm not looking at the camera, so I hope it's visible. I have the Samhain Oracle. That was the second one I bought in this series. And I have the Mabon, the Lammas, and I have the Letha. And I must say, I really have enjoyed using the Mabon and the Lammas. I liked them so much that like I was even using them into the earlier part of the winter. This one has a different energy, now that I've been doing my practice for a few years now. So I kind of know a little bit more about what, I'm doing. I mean, by no means am I an expert. So here's an example. How did thy get here? Okay, so in a translation, thy, it means your. So like the translation kind of, it just, so how did your get here? And again, it's fine. When I write in my journal and stuff, I change it, but it's just a little weird thing that I notice it, and I guess then I can't really absorb. My little brain is like always correcting and doing the thing. It must be my weird quirk about myself. Anyway, enough of me being on my soapbox. It is a lovely deck. you know, and right now I'm using it and I have been enjoying it. I haven't just been giddy with glee to grab it, you know, if I'm being completely honest. But I have enjoyed using it, and I don't know, we'll just see how it goes, right? These are the backs, which are really pretty. So Yule Oracle, we've all seen it. Here is Yuletide Tales. It's a Lenormand deck by one of my favorite artists, Faye Laura. I am a fan. I have all of her decks. I do. I have all of them. I love her art. She is so talented. Yeah. I can gush and gush about Faye Laura's work, but this one's great. She has a website, decks and art purchased through Etsy. And I'm not sponsored in any way for any of this stuff for that matter. I'll just put my little disclaimer in there. But she has some really beautiful art. And so I personally would recommend these decks to anyone. Back of the box. I've already taken it out, but just like to showcase it. This is there's 2 editions or 2 printings. I have both of them. The first one came in a little tuck box, and that's the one that I've been using, but I put this one out because this is the one you can find. So the little book that comes with, and I love Lenormand. You know, the cards are always a real nice size, and my fingers, I feel like they're gonna get in the way, so I might just kind of go like this. And Faye Laura has a book that showcases some of the stories that are portrayed in this deck, Yuletide stories. And I have the book too, and it is just awesome. So Yuletide Tales, Lenormand. Love it, love it. Happy Tales Oracle, a positive dog deck. So this is a 40 card oracle, also by Faye Laura. Again, I have taken the cards out of the box, but just wanted to show the box. I'm getting lots of shadows now. So I'm kind of holding the cards so that you can see it. I hope it's not too awkward. I might move this candle just a bit. You know, trying to create my little adorable space here. But I have been having a good time with this deck. It has a breed of dog, Chow Chow, and then 3 keywords. And then further insight in the book as well. So this one is just so much fun. Here's the backs. Happy Tales Oracle. Woodland Wardens 52 card oracle and guidebook by Jessica Rowe. I've had this one for a little while. Beautiful deck, well known. Lots of wonderful recordings on it. I know I have a flip through back in my early days of starting to do flip throughs and things, but I have been using this one. I feel like this deck, for me, I can use this all year round, anytime and all the time. So I do have the cards in this box, but this one, you can find it all at many places. Here is the guidebook. What I really like about Woodland Wardens is that you select a card and there are like journal prompts in them. And sometimes I really like that because it kind of stirs the direction of the way my reading will go. Like here we have the bear and the cedar. And then so it has like a write-up, and then it mentions, how can I be a better leader? Who can benefit from my knowledge and experience? And I like that because it can help me build off of the reading or a deep dive that I might be doing for that day. And so I'll just show some of the cards showing up, but it's just a beautiful deck. It has an animal and a plant, the turtle and the coriander, and then there's a keyword on the bottom, satisfaction, and number 31. And I think there's 40, I'm not sure. There's quite a few cards in this. And we love our oracle decks to be at least 44 is kind of a really number that we prefer in the divination world. The Winter Season Tarot by Danny L. Norman. And if you've noticed, side note here, I did have to move my location because the sun angle changed and there was a lot of shadows where I just was. So I hope this is going to turn out better. Side blurb. Back to our program. This was a Kickstarter that I backed earlier this year. And I ended up adding on a few additional decks by this creator, and I've really been loving this winter season deck. I really did something neat that I wanted to share that I hadn't maybe done. I want to say maybe I've done it in the past, but it meant a little more to do it this time around. And maybe others do this too, but when I went through the deck and I opened it up for the first time, I had my journal with me. And I just kind of was writing down some information about it. You know, when I got it, in this case, it was November 19th of this year. And then I went through each card and I wrote down what kind of memory, what kind of message it brought to me. And I wrote it down to help me, like, you know, when I'm actually using it. And I think that's something I'm going to try to do more often when I get a new deck, because it really helps me kind of like bond with it. And it's just recent, you know, I'm always doing different things. I actually am using this More To journal. It's from the Bouchette Designs Company, and I like it. I got it this year also, 2024. It's got a lot of great information about all kinds of stuff. And then there's your space to write. So, yeah, just thought I'd share that. That's the journal I'm using right now for like tarot. I mean, I've got other journals too, but I like this one. So here are the cards. Kind of at a weird angle here. Trying to find a way to do this. Here are the backs. I'll just show some of these. I live in a colder region, so I really resonate with this deck quite a bit. All of the pages in the suits of this deck, it's a bird, and it has a little messenger bag. Here, here's the Page of Wands. I love it. It's so cute. I'm not sure if there are flip throughs of this deck. I can certainly do one if there's interest. Let me know. but it is very beautiful. So that is the Winter Season Tarot by Danny L. Norman. Here we have Serpent and the Peacock. My edition is the art edition, I believe. And I got this year, 2024, and I'm using it right now, bonding with it. It came in this beautiful leather bag. The company is Libra Moon, and there's a shop on Etsy. There might be a website, but don't quote me on that. My deck is it was titled A Seconds, and anyhow, it's a beautiful deck. It's medieval. I've seen this one. It's around. And there's several editions of this deck. There's a tin version. There's a few editions. I really liked this one. It's kind of been on my wish list for a little bit. And I backed a couple of Kickstarters this year from Libra Moon. They came out with St. Paul by the Moon Tarot. I don't quote me on the name, but I backed that on Kickstarter. And then there's an oracle that accompanies it. And of course, I had to back that too. And then that's how I kind of found out about these, like they were slightly damaged copies, the creator mentioned, but like the cards are fine. So it came in the bag. It didn't come with a box or anything like that. But this is not my only copy. It's kind of a long story, and I think I did a recording of it in one of my monthly highlights. I didn't realize I was going to get 2 decks, but I did, and it was just like a really lovely surprise. And I think it's because the price was really reasonable. Oh, here, I kind of have it out of order a little bit. Well, I mean, I've been using it, but I have the, it is the art version. And yes, it's marked as a seconds. But I mean, there's really nothing wrong with the card, at all. And the deck is just absolutely beautiful. It reads well. Every time I use it, like I'm always finding stuff that I've never seen before. So I feel like the more that I use it, I notice something new every time. It's kind of creepy, I'm not gonna lie, but it's kind of hilarious to me at the same time. Like there's just kind of like humor to some things. And I know that a lot of there's this deck, it's popular. It's definitely on a lot of channels. But I have really been resonating with this one this winter season. Also, in that book that I mentioned that I'm reading right now, The Book of Life, in the second book, They're in a time period, without me giving too much away. And I also have this in another video that I recorded earlier in the year. Elizabeth I time era. So Tudor England. This stuff just like really resonated when I was reading that book. I love this card. This medieval cat. I love this card. There's probably a lot of us that do. Anyhow, Serpent and the Peacock. Libra Moon. This is the last Fana Laura deck here today. I've got more. This is the most recent Weird Weavings, Threads of Feminine Wisdom. It's a 24 card rune deck. And I just got this one, this winter. The end of November into the December season. I love it. I think there's probably been some flip throughs here on TarotTube. I'm not sure. I haven't really been on TarotTube too much this season. I usually am. I'm usually watching all my favorite people. Not lately. I feel like I'm kind of out of the loop. So we have a keyword, and then we have the rune Berkano. And I might not be saying that right. Maybe Berkano, Berkano, I say Berkano. In fact, she kind of has been showing up for me quite a bit. And I've been kind of embracing her energy. So she's kind of special for me this month. This is Jord. She is the Norse goddess of the earth and the mother of Thor. She's like very powerful. Like she's somebody that you don't really want to come across or get on her bad side. That's kind of like what I got from her energy. So again, it has the rune and then a keyword. And the art is just absolutely beautiful. I love the energy. This reminds me of Elsa a little bit. And there might be some connection there because Issa and reflection. I don't know. I'm picking up on Elsa vibes. Some of these are upside down. So I'm just going to show a few of these beautiful cards. And I'm working with it right now. In the cold months, but I definitely feel like, whenever the energy feels right, I could use this. And it's helping me familiarize with runes, which is something that I'm wanting to become more familiar with. Christmas Pixies Whisper Tarot. This is such a fun deck. I bought this at the end of last year, and Christmas had already passed, but I had seen it on Etsy, and it was an instant buy. And I love it, and I've been using it this year, and it's so much fun. And I think I talked about this deck before, so this is not the first time that I've mentioned it on my channel, but I was so happy when I got it, and I went at great length and talked about it. But it came in this little tuck box here, and inspired by Pamela Coleman Smith's art. It's just got its own little kind of flair about it. And it is by Lorene Music. This is the second edition. I think this one you can still find it. I'm not sure if there's a newer edition, or, I'm not sure on that. I didn't check before I recorded here, but I really, it's a lot of fun. And she has another one that I've seen on other channels. It's a Pixies Tarot, but it's not a Christmas one. The backs are so much fun. I think I've talked about this before, but they're all different. And they have like the seasons theme. And it's just so much fun. So let me go ahead and just kind of show. It just kind of makes me laugh out loud sometimes, because there's just so many cute little like insightful details. Like there's snowflakes, and the coin is actually it looks like a gingerbread. And there's just fun things throughout each card. I've really been having a great time using this one, because it's a traditional deck, as I mentioned, but it has like its own spin. Like, here we've got Death, and he's wearing a Santa hat, and the reins of the horse are Christmas lights, and it's nighttime, and it's snowing. And I mean, it's been really fun to use. And it shuffles really good. And I know I'm kind of at a weird angle here, because I'm trying to have this nice light be able to show the cards. But here, let me go ahead. It's really that lovely card stock. I apologize. I'm at a really odd angle here, but it just shuffles really lovely. That probably wasn't my best shuffle there. It's gotta be the angle. My less envious shuffles always happen when I'm recording. Here, let me try this again. I'm determined now. There we go. It was definitely the angle. Anyway, it really is, oh my gosh. It really is just a lovely deck, and I've been enjoying that one this season. Pixies Whisper. Deviant Moon Tarot, Borderless Edition. That's the copy I have. This one obviously is a classic, Patrick Valenza. I bought this copy on US Games. That's where I have got my current deck. Here's the little tuck box. I've been using this one. We Are Bonding. I love it. That's all I can say. If you would have asked me a couple of years ago, I would have freaked out. So I have come a long way. We have all seen it. Well, I won't say we all have, but it's instantly becoming very well known. And I've been really having some moments with my deviant moon. And I think it's kind of tying into how I mentioned earlier, like during the holiday season, everything is merry with lots of cheer, but there's always the side of the holidays that's a little bit spooky and darkness. And I think that this deck is bringing that out for me. So, thought I'd share my borderless edition on one of the decks I'm using this month, or this season, I should say. And this is the last deck we are going to show today for my December highlights. Thanks, I Hate It Oracle deck. This is a cheeky, fun little deck, and I love it. I think this is one that I am going to use for a long time. Got it on Etsy. Sarcastic. And it has just some fun messages. And it's kind of told me some things that, I probably needed to hear. And sometimes you kind of just need that, that friend that everyone has that kind of just tells you, but gets you to, as my, I think one of my teachers once told me, sometimes we have to light a fire under your fanny. And sometimes you just need messages like that. So I'm really liking this one. Oh, these are some spreads. I don't know, I left them in the deck. I haven't pulled them. That is so funny. Like, here's an example. Oh my gosh, I didn't take these out. I've been shuffling them in there. I'll have to take these out. But I've been having so much fun. Thanks, I Hate It. Life will give you lessons. They may not be fun, but they are things you need to know. Listen to the lesson so you don't repeat the mistakes of your past. pet rock? Do you remember having a pet rock? The smallest things can bring you joy. Don't worry about what other people think about you. Let the little things make you smile. Yeah, I love that. I have a tendency to really focus a lot on what other people think about me. Am I saying the right things? Am I doing the right things? Am I getting enough work done? Am I pleasing other people? I'm trying to definitely get away from that. And those are the kind of really strong messages that are in here. Like there's one that I got, and I can't find it. But it was telling me to, oh, I like this one. You've got this. Put your big girl oh, this is the one that I got. Yeah. Put your big girl pants on, britches. Adjust the girls and go get them. Fake it till you make it if you must. You look great. And this is another good one that sometimes if I'm just, waiting in line or, it's just one to kind of pull out. And this is one that I think I can use all year. And it's just a small enough size that it's perfect. So, thanks, I hate it. All right. If you stayed till the end, thank you so much. I hope you had a great time watching December highlights here on my channel. It's been a quick year. Let's see. Ending statements, comments. Do I have any? I'm blanking. Oh yes, I am gonna leave a little collage. I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna try to put it on the end here of some special memories here of this month that were really fun and magical. I think that's kind of the goal I'm going for with this channel. Everything magical, putting inspiration and good intent into everything I do. I think that's kind of what I try to do every day. And I think moving forward, I want to continue to do that. Even on this channel, I think when I first started it, I really wasn't sure kind of what my message was. I was kind of just, doing walkthroughs of videos, unboxings. I think that's great. I think people who love that, I hope they enjoyed, but I think I want to just put a little bit more depth into the things that I am putting out there, or definitely some intent, something that makes me feel good and hopefully can be helpful and insightful to anyone else who watches this. So I'll just leave it at that. And I'm so grateful that you stopped by to visit, and maybe leave a message if you want to. I love trying to meet new people, especially in this little space that we have here. So that'd be great. And I'll see you soon. Have a lovely rest of an end of the season here in 2024. Happy New Year in 2025. Many blessings to you this upcoming year. And I wish the best for you. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye.